Just a quick note, if you can hear a dog barking in the background, it's my neighbour's dog. They're not at home at the moment, and every time they go out, their dog barks. So if you can hear a dog, that's why. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I uploaded a video saying the plan and the plan that I was going to make in order to try and make most of the redundancy while I have all this free time. So this video is the follow-up from that and what I've decided and what I'm going to do and, well, essentially what the plan actually is now that something is a bit more definitive and I've got a few options that I'm going to explore, which I will explain in this video. So these are in no particular order. This is just, I've got some notes written down. So it's basically just the order that I've written them down. There's no like priority or anything like that. It's just the order that I've written them in. In last week's video, I mentioned that I enjoyed, working with like data engineering, data science, data analytics, and all that sort of stuff. So that's one of the things that is basically on my plan. There are 4 things. So data is going to be the first thing that I'm going to look at. Whilst I have some basic knowledge in like data analytics, data science, data engineering, I've been like doing some research and all that stuff, and wow, there is a lot to learn. I did not realize how much there is to learn. It would probably be a lot easier on myself if I just picked one of them, so either analytics, science, or engineering. So even though there is quite a lot to learn for data analytics, data science, and data engineering, I think the thing that's kind of interested me more than any of them has been probably data science. I'm not too sure what data science actually involves at the moment, but I know it from the research that I've done, it involves like learning things like Python, which I've already been learning over the past coming weeks, learning SQL and, databases, relational databases and all that sort of stuff. I've got basic knowledge in data science from stuff that I've done at my previous job and stuff that I've been doing personally. But in terms of, the actual intricacies of data science, that is something that I do need to brush up on. Whether that be, looking at like statistics and maybe I think machine learning now has come into it. So maybe looking at machine learning and all that sort of stuff. And off of the back of that, I will most likely be looking into data engineering as well, because I have always also been interested in like how the backend works and, retrieving data, what sort of platforms you can use, what databases you can use and all that sort of stuff. So the 2 focuses in that sort of bubble at the minute are data engineering and data science, but with the primary focus being on data science. So the other 2 kind of interests that I've got are going completely away from what I specialized in. I know in last week's video, I kind of said that I haven't really like specialized. I feel like more of a generalist, which, as I said, it did bite me in the backside, it feels like. So then the next point is potentially getting into health and fitness. Now, I know what a lot of people are probably going to say is, oh, we don't need any more fitness influencers or anything like that. Okay, kind of agreed. But when I said in last week's video, I want to help people. And maybe being a personal trainer or a fitness instructor or however it, comes about, for me, I feel like I would get a lot of satisfaction from doing it. I mean, I've been working out at the gym for about 3 years now, just over 3 years. And the past couple of months since being made redundant, I've been paying, a lot of attention to a lot of the personal trainers there, including my own personal trainer, and learning a lot from him as well. It seems really rewarding and it seems like a good laugh. I know there are a lot of complications behind it because you are self-employed, you're not guaranteed the clientele. But this is why I'm thinking if I can go into some sort of like fitness instructor role, kind of get to know the industry a little bit before I kind of jump in at the deep end, learn as a fitness instructor, learn how to do like nutrition, learn how to do workouts properly. I mean, I know how to do a lot of workouts, but obviously, there are like little things that I can improve on like everyone. And then when I feel a bit more comfortable in the fitness instructor role, once I've learned a bit more, maybe for a couple of months, maybe half a year, I don't know, then maybe look at becoming a personal trainer down the line. Because I'm thinking with a new gym opening like 10 minutes walk from where I live, that may be the best place to go. And I feel like with, tech and, AI being a little bit, up in the air at the moment, I feel like fitness may be a good one to do. Now, it does come with that thing to say, it probably won't be long before AI enters the fitness industry, which is true. That is very true. But I feel like in terms of job satisfaction and how rewarding it would be for me, I feel like that's kind of another field that I at least want to explore. It might not go anywhere, but why have all this free time? Why not explore different fields? And I think what health and fitness has done for me over the past 3 years, it's given me a lot of my confidence back that I lost in terms of like body image. I still have quite a few like body image issues and things like that. I think, working out, lifting weights, doing some cardio, walking a lot more, eating a lot more healthy and drinking properly as well. It's helped me a lot. And I feel like, if I can do that for myself, then me passing the knowledge on and the confidence to someone else, maybe I can make their life better as well. because that would feel more rewarding for me as well. So health and fitness is the second one that I'm going to look into. It seems like a really interesting field. I've done some research on the industry as well, and the industry is still booming at the moment since COVID. People are getting back into the gym. I think every gym that I go to, seems to be getting busier and busier, like every few months. Obviously, there is that kind of turnover where you'll see someone for ages and then they'll disappear, and then you get new people come in. But doing the research that I've done myself, probably need to do more. The industry is doing very, very well still, hopefully. And then off of the back of the health and fitness kind of thing, maybe doing some sort of content creation. It doesn't necessarily mean just fitness stuff, doesn't mean that at all. Obviously, videos and Instagram and all that sort of stuff would help because it kind of helps promote. So obviously you can pay for advertisements and things on websites, and obviously that costs, I think it's like a few hundred, probably even more, depending on how long and how big the advertisement is and all that sort of stuff. But that also comes into, making, the YouTube videos that I'm doing now, maybe doing YouTube shorts of different random things, maybe even streaming on Twitch, because I'm quite a big gamer myself. So, streaming games, horror games, survival games, and all that sort of stuff, maybe another option that I could take as well. And then that does tie back to people going, oh, we don't need more, influencers or content creators. There's so many. Yes, that's true. I've always enjoyed doing, and why I have this time, I need to keep my brain going. I need to keep active. I don't just want to sit down and stagnate. So, it's options. And the final point, so point 4, is working on my own games. So the industry that I'm made redundant from is I worked in games for 5 years, and I've always enjoyed certain elements of games, the mechanics behind it, the programming, the art, the visuals, the sound, and all that sort of stuff. But for me personally, I like focusing on the background and programming side of stuff. So over the past couple of weeks, I've been reteaching myself Unreal Engine 5. I have done a few projects in Unreal before, but I just kind of thought I want to pick the engine back up because I tried to learn it before, but when I was at work programming and then coming back, I just found it not too overwhelming. It was just, by the time I got back from work, I just didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to kind of vegetate and just play games, watch TV, eat food, and then go to bed, really. So in terms of what games, I'm not entirely sure yet. I've got a couple in mind. I'm not going to say anything because no, my luck, they probably won't end up coming about. But I mostly want to focus on things like storytelling and maybe work on something like an MMO survival game. It might not be MMO to straight to start off with, because that sort of programming and framework is really hard to get into in terms of most things. When people say, yo, we want to make a game, people are like, yay, we want to make a multiplayer. Oh, because networking is quite a specialized field. So there's not something I have great knowledge in. I have basic knowledge, as with everything. But maybe down the line, it's maybe something I could look into. And in terms of what sort of style games, maybe survival games, so things like Valheim, Minecraft, V Rising, I think is the other one, and Dragon Wilds. So yeah, I've got a lot of options to explore in terms of what sort of games I want to make. I've got a few ideas jotted down, which would be just single player, mostly storytelling games, and I'm working on one of them now as well as another project. So yeah, been feeling good these past 2 weeks about my plan, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, what sort of things I need to set out. In terms of all the points I've just mentioned, I do have an absolute metric ton of stuff to learn, but I love learning things, so it kind of goes hand in hand in my opinion. As the weeks go on, I will give brief updates and all that sort of thing about how each topic is going. I've got a list to make sure that I don't forget anything, because that's usually something that I do. I forget things quite easily. So yeah, got a lot to do. I'm excited to get started on a lot of them, try and get, nitty-gritties out the way, get my teeth sunk into something. So yeah, I'm feeling really good. Hopefully I don't have too much that I end up overwhelming myself, but no, I'm feeling good, and I'm hoping that everything carries on smoothly as it is at the moment. So huzzah. As always, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a good thumbing. Good thumbing, what? Subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I will see you guys next week. Why would I say hopefully? And I will see you guys next week. All right, take care. Bye. Obviously, you can pay for advertising. Obviously, you can pay for advertising. Obviously, you can pay for advertising. Oh my God, what? Obviously, you can pay for advertising. Hello? Obviously, you can pay. Oh my God.